So guys, this is a WhatsApp agent that I made in Wapi Cloud that's used to automate client support. So if I execute the workflow and text the agent, like, can you get my loan balance? Yeah. So you can see that the message hits this endpoint and it's routed to the agent, and the agent is able to get back to us. So here's the message and it's sent to us. It's asking for my email address before it's able to send me my loan balance. So what I did, I just went to N8N, then created a webhook. A webhook is just a hook where all messages are sent. From WhatsApp, the messages are sent to this point. From Wapi Cloud, create an account in Wapi Cloud, then populate the URL. Let me move this a bit. So populate the URL from this webhook. This is the URL to your Wapi Cloud account. So you're in the settings, populate the URL there so that all incoming messages, all messages that hit your WhatsApp number are sent to this URL. Then this workflow begins. So once the message hits this endpoint, then they are sent to their agents with instructions so that their agents can respond back. So this is actually a team of AI agents. I have a team of AI agents in Google Sheets from agent 1 to agent 15. Some are busy, some are available. So if an agent is available, then it's able to chat back to the client. If it's busy, then the client has to wait for the next available agent. So here is how all this happens. Once a message hits this endpoint, we quickly check Google Sheets to see if there is any available client or there is any contact that the agents are dealing with. If the contact of the client is in Google Sheets, then we know this is not a new client. This is an active support case, and there is an agent that's currently handling the client. So the message is routed back to the same client, the same agent that's dealing with the client. So if it's the contact is not in Google Sheets, so if the column is empty and you can't find the agent, the client in Google Sheets, then we find available agents. How do you find an available agent? The workflow searches for this status column. This is the status column that lists all the available agents. Then we limit them. Remember, we only need one available agent before we update the status to busy. Once you find an available agent, you just have to update the status to busy before this switch node routes the workflow depending on the available agent. If agent 1 is available, then it's assigned that client. If agent 10 is available, then the client is assigned to agent 10. So assume I'm a new client. So I have to go to Google Sheets and delete my contacts. If I'm a new client, then if I run the workflow, let me text the agent. If I run the workflow, the message hit this endpoint, then actually it's from me, so I have to let me run it again. Something happened. Okay, so it hit this endpoint. You have to wait for like a minute before we check the contact. It's not Google Sheets. So we found 2 available agents. We limit to 1 before we update the status to busy. And the AI agent was able to text me back, "Hey Samuel, what's up? How can I help you today?" So the best part of this workflow is that it can be able to call tools. So it has a launch tool that has a list of clients with their loans that are enlisted here. So the agent can ask for your email, then it can call this tool to check your loan for you. So it's an agent that actually does things. It's not just a chatbot, it's an agent that does call tools, automate. It can even book events, calendar events, and much more. So if I execute the workflow and I give it my email address, like my email address is sam@ai.com. That's a test. That's a test email address. So if I give it the email address, let's execute the workflow quickly. Before we give it our email address, let's make sure the workflow is active. So sam@ai.com. Yeah, you should be able to pick up on that email address. Then check my contacts. If my contact is in Google Sheets, I'm assigned the same agent that was engaging me the last time I sent the first message. So it was able to find my loan balance, and it sent to me in WhatsApp. So here's the conversation in WhatsApp. So I gave it my email address, and it used this tool. This is the launch tool to find my information from row number to my email, the loan amount, and everything. And the best part of this agent is that it has memory. So it's able to remember up to 30 previous messages that you sent to the agent. So if I text the agent again, it actually has to remember me. Or let's say if you text the agent in a year or in a month's time, it's able to remember your last encounter because it has memory and everything. So the good part of this automation is that it uses multiple agents. If you have multiple or a lot of clients that are trying to reach to your WhatsApp at the same time, this team of agents are able to handle that because there are many. You can have up to 20 of them. They take up one client, they change their status to busy. Once they finish with the same client, the client, then they update the status back to available, completely automated. So these are production grade automation that you can use to automate client support. So to recap and to wind everything up, you just go to Wapi Cloud, sign up, hook your account, scan to connect your account to Wapi Cloud, which is a professional WhatsApp business API platform. Then in the settings, here's the settings. Let me move this. So in the settings, check this URL from N8N, this production URL. This is the URL. Then copy it to Wapi Cloud. Then all incoming messages are sent to this URL because you populated it in Wapi Cloud. So all messages are sent to this URL. Then everything else starts. You have to check for available clients and check if that's a new client or a subsequent message. Then route their message accordingly. So if you want to make this for your business, kindly reach out so that we can automate customer support.